Hi, this is Brendan from Overtaking, and in this tutorial we're going to take a look at road positioning for classes LR, MR and HR. First of all, the performance outcome. The vehicle should be in the correct road position appropriate to the road or traffic situation. Just a little note, this tutorial does not apply to turns such as left and right turns. They are covered in separate tutorials and they will be entitled left turn position and right turn position. First of all, let's take a look at making sure that if you want to maintain road position that you've got fitness to drive. So by that we mean that make sure that your mind's on the job. You need to shut out all the distractions. Make sure you have your phone and other devices legally set up or switched off. Be aware of any drugs, alcohol or medications that might be affecting a driver, and also medical conditions known and unknown, and also fatigue is a factor as well. Sometimes people wander in the lane because they're falling asleep or drowsy from tiredness. Next, make sure that you're familiar with your vehicle. If you're unfamiliar with the vehicle, it can often be difficult to maintain the road positioning as well. Make sure you've got your vehicle correctly set up with your cabin drills. So the seat, steering wheel, seat belt, and mirrors. If they're correctly set up, you're more likely to maintain the correct road position. Also make sure that you've got a plan of where you're going to go and you're not trying to operate a navigator while you're careering down the road. So make sure you know where you're going and have a route plan. Okay, let's take a look at some of the common errors that people make with road position. The first is a non-critical, fails to stay within the confines of a lane, excluding situations where the applicant is unable to comply, for example, roadworks. So we can see here our driver is too far left. It's really important to make sure that when you're driving a heavy vehicle that you consistently check your mirrors, looking for your positioning in your mirrors, and also that you manage your blind spots as well in terms of other vehicles. It's important to apply the system of vehicle control. By application of the system, the vehicle will always be in the right place on the road, traveling at the right speed, and with the right gear engaged. Very important to maintain high-level observation and scanning skills as well. A heavy vehicle driver must scan, observe, and monitor the driving environment in every direction as appropriate to the driving task. So one of the key things with road positioning is really amp up the observation and scanning and the mirror checks. Scanning means a driver takes in the whole scene 360 degrees around their vehicle. There is a scanning routine which is promoted as follows. Scan up to 12 seconds up ahead, check your mirrors, in general every 8 to 10 seconds, and check your blind spots with a head check before turning or diverge. Now you'll notice in heavy vehicles we often say check your mirrors and check your mirrors again. Often a shoulder check, it will be difficult to see what's down on your back, left or right, due to the size of the vehicle. Probably more so of a car instructor tip there, but just keep in mind if you do look down on your bottom right, for example, there could be a motorbike there or something like that. But again, the thing is you've got to manage the 360 around the vehicle. Keep your eyes on the move and make sure that you tap into your peripheral vision. The peripheral vision is a part of vision that occurs outside of the very center of your gaze. Okay, if you want to maintain road position, make sure that your steering is nice and smooth and steady. So the first thing to look at is steering control. The driver must steer a safe and steady course and maintain the correct course in a manner that is appropriate for the road and traffic conditions. Next, let's take a look at our steering operation. The driver must operate the steering device in an appropriate manner, that is hand over hand or pull-push steering method. Next, look at the road positioning error, non-critical, if the driver drives with less than 1/3 of the vehicle unnecessarily on the incorrect side of the road. So we can see our driver here is too far to the right. Next one, we've got unnecessarily drives in the right lane. So the source of information here is the Transport Main Roads website in Queensland, and it's linking us to the concept of keeping left. Now, on a single lane road, you must stay as close as practical to the left side of the road. However, on a multi-lane road, If the posted speed limit is 90 kilometers or more, or if the road has a keep left unless overtaking sign, you must not drive in the right-hand lane unless you are overtaking, turning right, making a U-turn, avoiding an obstruction, driving in congested traffic, using a special purpose lane that you are allowed to be in. Drivers are allowed to overtake on the left on a multi-lane road. And I'll just make a little note, when you drive in some areas, there might be signage to advise heavy vehicle drivers that they are required to be in the left lane. So when I think of on the north side of Brisbane, driving up the Bruce Highway through Burpengary, there's a sign there leading up to a weighbridge, so that if vehicles are called in, that they will know they'll be in the correct position to do so. Okay, the next one is another non-critical driving error. It takes up a road position that is inappropriate for the prevailing environmental and traffic conditions, that is, failing to read the road ahead and make necessary adjustments to the course taken, including lane changes. For example, crossing edge line inappropriately and or moving in and out of parked cars. The next non-critical error we're looking at is fails to keep left where practicable on a two-way road. So the driver there is too close to the center line. Okay, next error, non-critical, stops or parks illegally. For example, stops in a loading zone without dropping off passengers or goods. Stops in a disabled parking bay without legal authorization. Stops at a bus stop within 20 meters before or 10 meters after the sign when not driving a bus. Stops on a road where there is a continuous yellow edge line. Specific repeated errors. Any road position error that is repeated more than six or more times is a specific repeated driving error. Okay, let's look at the critical driving errors now. These are seen to be very serious and either denote a safety breach or a serious lack of skill on the driver's front. Okay, takes an inappropriate course whilst traveling straight ahead through a multi-lane intersection. So on the left, we've got a roundabout. The truck driver in the yellow vehicle has entered the left lane to go straight ahead and has changed lanes and come out of the right lane. And that driver should be left lane in, left lane out in that situation. Okay, in the diagram on the right, we've got a green light, but the driver has gone left lane around and jumped back in that right lane again. So they should maintain that left lane all the way through, unless there was avoiding a crash. But this is not noting that in the literature. Okay, road positioning, critical driving error, overtakes inappropriately. For example, overtaking when approaching a pedestrian or children's crossing, overtaking without clear view of approaching traffic, or where an approaching vehicle is forced into an evasive action, unlawfully overtaking on the left of another vehicle. Okay, here's some notes for review on overtaking. You can only overtake another vehicle if you have a clear view of any approaching traffic and you can do so safely. Make sure all road markings and signs allow you to overtake. You can only overtake to the left of a vehicle if it is safe to do so and you are driving on a multi-lane road and the vehicle can be overtaken in a marked lane to the left of the vehicle. The vehicle is turning right or making a U-turn from the center of the road and is indicating right. The vehicle is stationary. You are lane filtering on a motorcycle. Well, that's not relevant for the trucks at the moment. It is never legal to exceed the speed limit to overtake another vehicle. Okay, the next critical driving error is stops on a level crossing. Next critical driving error, stops on a crest or curve outside a built-up area with less than 100 meters clear visibility to the rear. Critical driving error, driving with 1/3 or more of the vehicle unnecessarily on the incorrect side of the road. So we can see our driver is driving in a position which is more than 1/3 of the vehicle is unnecessarily on the incorrect side of the road. Okay, so if you want to gain more information about road positioning in terms of left and right turn positions, or you might want to see tutorials on bigger vehicles like HC and MC, just keep an eye on the Watto Training YouTube channel for more tutorials. Safe travels and thanks for watching.